because we are on a moving vehicle, we do have some safety rules we have to go over. Please remain seated at all times while the trolley is in motion. The windows are really, really big. They're great for taking photos. They're also great for losing things. They come right down to your pocket level. So anything valuable in your pocket,
I got it.
Make sure it's deep within your pocket, or you might want to find a different spot for it. There are going to be some sucking today, along with some loud noises and some fire effects out there. So many opportunities for something to fly out a window. If anything does, if we lose anything over the side, please let us know. We will stop the trolley if it's safe rescue, so one of us will go out and pick the item up and get it back to you. If it's in an area where we cannot retrieve it, we'll have somebody else get it, and then you'll have to stop by our lost and found area a little bit later on today. Also, no smoking on the trolley, in the movie studio, or in the theme park. So if anybody is a smoker, please talk to one of us. We'll let you know where the smoking area is located. And that's really about it. We are heading out down
The roller coaster.
I
know. It's gonna be cool.
This is for a new attraction that will, they haven't given us a loading date, but it's going to be a roller coaster, a huge outdoor roller coaster themed towards our Fast and Furious films. Now, we are on the Universal timeline heading into the movie studio. The timeline is made up of movie posters that trace our history. Here at Universal, the very first motion picture that we made here, called Damon and Pythias, way back in 1914, obviously current events. And if you're looking at your screen, that is our founder, Carl Lemley, and this was the initial opening of 1913, dedicating Universal City Studios as the first city in the entire world dedicated to making movies. We're still one of the few cities in the world dedicated to entertainment. As we round the corner over here, take a look off to the right-hand side. You will see we have our own fire station. Universal is so big that we have to have our own fire station here. The number 51 came from the TV series that we shot here on our lot. It was called Emergency, and firefighters and paramedics were stationed in the additional station number 51. We are now heading on into the front lot of the studio. The studio is generally divided into two main areas, front lot, back lot. Front lot is where we've got our corporate offices. It's also where we have pre-production and post-production facilities. And it's home to some of our sound stations. The largest one over here on stage number 12 is so big that it's been able to house some of the largest sets ever created here. If you look at your screens, you see this is where we built Frankenstein's laboratory. Also, Dracula's castle, both of those released in 1931. It's where they built the interior of their Easy Scarface, where they conducted these cocktails and these Dragon the Picture. Also, the Visitor Center in Jurassic Park Louisville, for Dr. Seuss's Unconditional Places, and the resort for the young couple. Coming up over here, we have stages 9, 10, and 11. Episodes of the series Bel Air. Bel Air is continuing into 6, 7, 8. The doors may be open. Have a look inside the scene. Look at a set inside of the soundstage. All that you see is the exterior part of it, and we never built what the camera is not going to see. So we don't finish the exterior portions of it. But you can step inside that set. It would look as if it was a real house. Coming up over here, off to the left side, this huge building is called the Carl Lemley Building, and it was named after our founder, Carl Lemley. On the top floor of this building, you'll find the home of Universal Pictures. So if you look at your screens, whenever you see this coming up on the screen, you know that that building had something. Yeah, whenever you see this big globe Universal written across it, that building had something. Over here, off to the left, stage number 14. Stage 14 is where Ron Howard built. It's where Ron Howard built Mission Control for the movie Apollo 13. Also, Disney built the interior of the Palace of Genovia for Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement inside stage 14. Coming up over here, off to the right side, stages 16 and 17, were used for the final season of the Netflix series Never Have I Ever. They were also used for a series that is called based on a true story for Rio ATS. So if you ever see a sign That says VOATS. Doesn't mean fun folks there.
Ted?
Yes. Oh, so over here, off to the right, series 18 and 19. 18 and 19. Recently used for a series called Miss Mayor, which starred Ted Danson. They were also used for The Good Place, starring Ted Danson. And now, if you take a look over there off to the left, you see another Ted. That's, yep, Ted the teddy bear. He's celebrating the fact that he has his movie series that streams on Peacock and airs on NBC.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm excited to share with you a behind-the-scenes look at my Peacock original event series, TED. It's a prequel series set in 1993. And that means our skilled craftspeople had to build a high school, a house, and even recreate downtown Boston as it looked back in the day, using the exterior sets and facades that you're about to see on the tour. Well, I should warn you, TED is intended for mature audiences only. So grown-ups, tell the kids to go in the other room before you watch. Oh, come on!
And if you look over there off to the left side, you see production bungalows. That's where screenwriters, producers, and directors have offices that bring the shows that you see on television, the movies that you see in theaters. They're the ones that bring them to life. Over here off to the left, we've also got stages 25 and 26. 25 currently used by George Lopez for his series Lopez vs. Lopez, which also stars his real-life daughter, Ryan. And next door to that, stage 26, currently being used by a series called American Auto. And that now brings us to the back lot of the studio. Out here in the back lot, you can think of a rather large scale. This is where we have our enormous outdoor sets. If you look over there to the left, you see a little bit of our metropolitan area. The metropolitan area can be dressed up and decorated to look like any city in the entire world. We do that by taking a picture of an existing city. Say we want you to believe that, I don't know, you're part of Kuala Lumpur. We'll put a big picture of Kuala Lumpur up there on the screen first, but then we'll decorate several of the storefronts out here. Close-ups and tight shots right here in the metropolitan area. You think we've gone overseas when we've actually only come to our back lot. We're about to drive down what we call London Street. This area looks a little bit different than the other parts of the metropolitan area. They kind of designed this to complement the houses of Parliament over in the city of London. So we put a picture of London up this first. Take a look at these sets right here. We planted the idea in your mind that you're in London when you shot the scene right here. This area was used for a graveyard for an episode of Ghost Whisperer, and it served as a city in India for an episode of the Movie Project. Coming up over here, you'll see a little bit of set decoration going on. The street lamps that you see out there, you can tell those are older street lamps. So whatever you're decorating for might become a period piece. We have a series that has come back to television called Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap shoots all over our lot, and it always takes place in a different time period. So it's very interesting to see when they bring out the set decorations over here. Off to the left side, you see a little bit of our New York Street. This is where we set up the obstacle course for American Ninja Warrior. It was seen in Transformers downtown Los Angeles, and also for the Amazing Spider-Man. But now we're leaving that area and we're coming to a jungle setting. Everybody, we're about to take you to Skull Island, the home of King Kong.
Is that movie where the...
That movie on TV.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Is your phone gonna be okay?
Yeah.
It's not gonna fall in your pocket?
No, it's on my left side.
Oh, literally, that's it.
Okay, everybody, everybody has to come over. Please seating, keep your arms placed inside of you at all times, and you want to secure any of these legs that you may have. King Kong 360 3D was presented on screens that are 40 feet tall and 180 feet long. That makes King Kong 360 3D the world's second largest 3D experience. Hold on to your 3D glasses. If you have a seat pocket in front of you, you might want to slip this into your seat pocket. We will be using this a little bit later on today. The King Kong 360 3D is created by Beta Digital Founder, Beta and they created a special for our King Kong film 2005, but also for movies such as the outdoor film, Florida Prince, The Hobbit, and many others. If you look over here on the right, you're just beside Skull Island. You can see that old bridge. That is another one of our sets. It was built there at that hillside so that when you see it through the eye of the camera, it looks like it's out in a remote section of the country. But then if you look to the left, you see it really isn't all that far away from the metropolitan area. And that's really the beauty and the magic of the universal backlot. Every time we turn a corner around here, we could be in a different section of the country or in a different section of the world. Now, when we were in King Kong 360 3D, you saw a Tyrannosaurus Rex full side are picture cars that you may recognize from movies and TV shows. For instance, we've got the Yellow Roadster from American Graffiti. You can also see one of Magnum PI's Ferraris out there. The black convertible from the movie Back to the Future. We are breaking the cameras for the flash flood going to Mexico, States, the news there.
It's pretty much the other sound louder. So we can't hear about the full conversation. Should be louder.
Coming up, you can see the gyrosphere from Jurassic World. Notice that it has no glass around it. The glass was put in with the magic of computer-generated imagery. And coming up, a tank that was used in the film Transformers. This is not a real military vehicle. This is a plywood copy. It's lightweight, doesn't even have a motor or an engine in it. You have to move it by attaching a cable to it and attaching the opposite end of the cable to a truck. Coming up over here off to the right-hand side, you'll see the Jeep. You might recognize this also from Jurassic World. This is the one with the two boys were trying to get away from the Indominus Rex. Now, we would have no Jurassic World had it not been for this man here.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yes, if you look on each side of the vehicle, you'll see props from the Jurassic Park films, including the portable laboratory off to the left side. That portable laboratory was pushed off the side of a cliff by a couple of angry Tyrannosaurus Rexes. And we thought you might want to see a couple of the stars of the original movie, so here they are.
So it's for Jim.
Dilophosauruses. Jade, I don't think they got a close up look. Let's look back.
Careful.
Oh my
It's
God.
gonna get you.
Go back. Yeah. These guys like to smile big. And we call them the spitters. In the movie, they spit acid at you. Yeah, in the movie they would spit acid to try and blind you so they could devour you later on. And here they are once again. But out there on the back lot, don't worry about that. They don't spit acid. They spit Los Angeles City water. So you may want to wipe that off. Okay? Coming up on each side, you can see sections of trees and there's limbs and stuff out here. These are all made out of sculpted foam and fiberglass, and they were used to create jungles which were shot on location on the island of Hawaii. You see, when we used the mechanical dinosaurs during the filming of the first three movies, usually we were inside of a soundstage, and what appeared to be a jungle was a recreation of that outdoor setting. Weather effects played a very important part of the Jurassic Park films. Whenever we would see dinosaurs for the first time, it was always during a giant rainstorm. Well, we can control the weather. This is what they call the rain. And so we're going to capture the data out here in the back lot. Let's put a big chart at the top out of the set. Here's the sunlight. It's a little bit darker out there. Then the thunder is recorded and played back. The lightning comes from these big strobe lights out here. And then how do we make it rain? Look above the sets. You'll see that we've got sprinklers out there. We point the sprinkler heads upward. That way the water shoots up and then falls down like natural rain. In order for the camera to be able to see the raindrops, they have to be much lower than the regular raindrops. And we use what's called backlighters, which put light inside the sprinkler. That way it's a light bounce off of the raindrop and then the camera. And if we get too much rain out here on the backlot, we're going to get a little bit of runoff. In fact, the rain will probably saturate. Yep, look at this. Looks like we're getting ourselves a flash flood over here. The flash flood is created by releasing thousands of gallons of recycled water from tanks at the top of the hill. Water comes down here to the bottom and pumps that water up into the tanks to be recycled over and over again. You've seen this effect several times. Here it is. Here's what we call big fat wire.
You cannot run the wolf, kid! You may want to do that now.
And here we are in another section of Old Mexico. Mark is actually going to lead us on a little walking experience out here. So everybody, you may leave items on board. If you do, make sure they're placed on the floor. Leave your 3D glasses on.
That Donald was talking about briefly earlier. A lot more control, much more quickly and much more efficient. But sometimes you just need the size, the scope, the scale of something that you can only do outdoors. Now, the big difference between these sets that are out here on the back lot and the sets that get built inside of the sound stages is that when you build the set inside of the sound stage, it does not matter how long it's in there for. You could have the exact same sets in the exact same sound stage for 10, 12, 15 years, right? It's a long-running hit television show. You might have the exact same sets in the exact same sound stages. The fountain actually, you see the extension cord, I think, running over there. You just plug it in, like one of those little water features you have in the backyard of your house or something, right? Or out in the patio.
Oh, there's another VIP tour.
It has a certain feeling to it, right? A certain time period. It's not real specific, but it's kind of old-timey, right? So building over here. It's nice that the door's open today. You can see what's really inside there. It's a big corrugated metal storage shed. It's a big garage, basically. They store some trailers and parts in there. But you can't have a big corrugated metal garage in the middle of your old West and your old Mexico, right? So you got to put a facade around it. They built walls around the outside of the building so that it doesn't distract from the needs of filmmaking, but still has the practicality of a big modern buildings in this area. This dates back probably to sometime in the late 1920s. This actually used to be used as a stable for all the horses that they kept here on the property, for all the Western films that they shot out here. Most of those filmed in this area where we're heading next. Welcome to the Old West. At one time, Universal had 6 different Old West streets out here. Each one had a bank, a sheriff's office, a saloon, and a hotel. Pretty much everything that you needed when you were making silent movie westerns. In the first year of operation alone on this location, Universal made over 200 silent film westerns in this surrounding area. A lot of those early westerns are pretty short, maybe just 20 or 30 minutes long, but that was still a lot of production to take place in this little corner of the backlot. Some of the things you might have seen in this area quite a bit more recently. Is there some traffic coming up? Yeah, step over this way. Just kind of step up this little street here. Just step up this way. some of the
Once Upon a
more
Time in
modern
Hollywood.
things. Some of these go back a few years, but still you might have seen these movies. Seabiscuit, the Tobey Maguire. The color purple, the original color purple, with over Victory and Whoopi Goldberg. This street right here was the early 1900s
There's a regular one.
Australian outback in the movie Saving Mr. Banks from Disney, starring Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson. Colin Farrell's character worked at a bank. The next to last building up there on the left. This area had been seen a little more recently in things, a couple of different episodes actually, of the new Quantum Leap that Donald mentioned earlier. That bar room across the street over there was used for a wedding episode on the NBC workplace comedy Superstore with America Ferrera and Feldman. So they do find a way to use this area from time to time. But perhaps the most significant thing that is filmed out here over the last decade or so, the streets. That seems wrong, right? Just to put it mildly. Well, for modern filmmaking, you use so much big heavy equipment, big cranes and lifts. The lights will be on big high rolling, they call them storks, but they're like big rolling lifts so that they're out of sight of the camera, but they can still light a big wide area. All that big heavy equipment, you need the stability of the pavement, the concrete underneath there. It wouldn't be safe to just be on dirt roads. But how do you make it look like the old?
It's cool.
I'll have to watch that scene now.
Once Upon a Time, like they do a whole thing on the inside too.
Yeah.
Off to the left over here.
That's crazy. That's the only one you can actually film inside of.
And back to reality when you see the Coke machine. And the Escalade.
Oh, water scenes in there. This right across the water there from the stages 32 and 33. Those have been used in a couple of different Jordan Peele movies recently. His most recent film, Nope, as well as his previous. Oh, not sure. No, we're on the props. You started to pick me up. I didn't see the construction. 32 and 33 in Jordan Peele's most recent film, Nope, as well as his previous film.
Argyle.
What?
Argyle.
Argyle? Really?
Picture for the poster.
On your left hand side, that body of water there is known as Park Lake. It's one of the original homes of the creature from the Black Lagoon in that classic Universal monster movie. It was also used as the Mississippi River
It's big blue one.
in the Universal version of Showboat, classic movie music. On your left hand side, those satellite dishes. Now, those are part of Universal's continuing efforts to contact life on alien planets. Yeah, well, E.T. was a true story that we're going to see all the get sign release. No, KNBC News, the NBC News affiliate here in Los Angeles, uses those satellite dishes to stay in touch with their correspondents around the world. Let's see, maybe that's
Check. All right, Sarah, we're almost like a professional operation here. But we are about to get off the vehicle again for our next off-vehicle VIP excursion, which is inside what is truly, I think, one of the coolest buildings on this entire property, the Edith Head Building. It's a large, very